Welcome. It's Ingrid from BrightMedia, and today we're chatting with Bongani. Welcome, Bongani.
Thank you, Ingrid, for welcoming me on your show.
It's such a pleasure. Bongani, tell us more about you and your teaching and what you do and where you do it.
Currently, I've been teaching mathematical literacy for the past 5 years at Azara Secondary School, and it's been a great pleasure dealing with maths literacy so far, because most people believe that if you don't have mathematics, there is no way you're going. And I've seen maths lit as something that can help learners to be able to fit into life, as in it helps them with their everyday activities so far.
So something practical and everyday about maths literacy that's good for the learners?
Yes, it is good, because they learn how to calculate their text. They can even fill forms. We teach them how to do calculations based on even the car finances, so that whenever they get to the real world, then they are equipped with some knowledge on how to do some calculations for themselves.
So that's almost like real world knowledge that you think that they're getting through maths literacy.
Yes.
And so what would you say to other teachers who are encouraging learners not to do maths literacy?
I would say to them, not everyone is going to be a doctor, but we need to empower the society. They should be able to be independent and do things on their own. So maths literacy will fit in for them, learners who cannot be able to do proper or pure maths so far.
Perfect. So it's appropriate for some, but maybe not so appropriate for others.
Yes.
That sounds great. Bongani, I heard today that you're one of the teachers who BrightMedia trained in the books called Managing My Finances.
Yes.
And apparently you recognize this yellow file. Is that right?
Yes, I do recognize it.
Tell us about the training that you went through.
It was a nice training, because I got the training as I was the first person to be trained in my school during the year when we were doing finances, and it came in handy through my teaching, because I had to get some activities from it, especially when we were struggling with taxation. Then it did help a lot so far.
So the subject of taxation, that was a bit difficult, and you found something in the resources that you did there.
Yes.
So just for the viewers out there, is that we've been doing physical copies of grade 10, 11 and 12 with the posters. That's linked to the curriculum for maths literacy. But there's been a decision to move from the print-based one to a digital version. Bongani, if I was to tell you that news, what would you think?
I would say great, because currently I've seen that, the information inside this booklet, it's so helpful, and we might use it effectively if we put it on our smart boards.
And do you currently have a smart board? Do you work with a smart board?
Yes, in my school we have smart boards, and we have introduced cupboards too.
Okay, what are those?
They are like the whiteboards, but they are electronic, whereby you can be able to write something on it. Then it can be able to be transferred to the cell phone. Then you can be able to share that using the Bluetooth with the learners.
That sounds like a lot of technology. Did you get some training on how to use all of this technology in your classroom?
Yeah, a little bit on smartboard, but the most important thing is you need to know the basic computer skills so far, because mostly if you look at the smartboard, it has a presentation program called the Smart Note. It works like Microsoft PowerPoint. So if you know how to use the presentation, then you can be able to use it effectively.
Okay, so you think somebody with some basic computer knowledge, basic ICT, they won't struggle with that?
No, they won't struggle. It will be easy to adapt. As long as you have computer basics, then it becomes easy for you to be able to adapt to the Smart Note.
And maybe for some teachers who've never touched technology and are a little nervous themselves, what do you think about that?
I would advise them to get the basic courses in computers, because that way they will be able to manage. But if they don't have, it's not that of a big deal, but we can be able to train them. As in in schools, we do have ICT coordinators. They can be able to help get the educators to be trained. But they need to be more knowledgeable about this technology, because the learners have the knowledge and the how to use this. So it will be embarrassing for a teacher to go in front of the classroom, never been trained, and to start using it, because they will be always referring to the learners to come and help.
Okay, and sometimes these learners do know a lot more about technology than the teachers.
They do, because some of the things we learn them through the learners, and we share information with them. So we need to be more advanced than them so that they can listen to whatever you're saying. Otherwise, you'll end up having discipline problems. So far.
Okay, I understand. So Bongani, if we were to put all of the Managing My Finances online, which is what we have done, is there something that would stop you from going online to using Managing My Finances online?
No. Nothing is stopping anyone, because you can use any media or in any form, as long as you know that how to download it and where to find the information, because I believe we cannot depend upon the material that is on the smart board only. We need to bring in new life to the context, because as I said that we're teaching maths literacy, things change every year. Currently we find that, okay, the material that we may find within the internet, it's still saying VAT is 14%. Or our textbooks are still saying VAT is 14%,
And things
but
have
it's
changed.
15%. So you need activities, so you need to keep up with the technology and what's happening within the country so far.
Perfect. So Bongani, if you've got one message for other teachers, what would that be?
I would advise teachers to incorporate their teaching into ICT and build up their skills. They should be more advanced than learners, so that it gives them confidence to impart the knowledge that is needed in our country so that we can be the best so far.
So that's a great message for teachers to be their best. Thanks for being with BrightMedia, and all the best in your maths literacy classroom.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Thanks, Bongani.
Thank you.
Thanks.